power, she forgot who is one's own and who is one not.
ਰਾਜਮਾਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਭੁੱਲਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਪਰਾਇਆ ਬਈ ਆਪਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਪਰਾਇਆ ਕਿਉਂ ਵੀ ਸੋਚਾ ਰੱਬ ਸੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਪਾਣਾ ਖੁਦ ਵਰਤਾਇਆ ਕਿਉਂ ਵੀ ਸੋਚਾ ਰੱਬ ਸੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਪਾਣਾ ਖੁਦ ਵਰਤਾਇਆ ਸੁਣੋ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣੋ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਆਇਆ ਸੁਣੋ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣੋ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਆਇਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੰਦਰਾ ਹਥਿਆਰੀ ਦਾ ਕਾਲ ਸੀ ਨੇੜੇ ਆਇਆ
It was will of the God that her death was at the doorstep of her own.
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੰਦਰਾ ਹਥਿਆਰੀ ਦਾ ਕਾਲ ਸੀ ਨੇੜੇ ਆਇਆ ਬਈ ਕਾਲ ਸੀ ਨੇੜੇ ਆਇਆ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਦੀ ਪੱਗ ਲਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਉਸਨੇ ਹੱਥ ਵਧਾਇਆ
She put her hand on the very crown of the Sikh nation.
ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਦੀ ਪੱਗ ਲਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਉਸਨੇ ਹੱਥ ਵਧਾਇਆ ਸੁਣ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਆਇਆ ਸੁਣ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਆਇਆ ਜਿਸਨੇ ਵੀ ਅੱਜ ਤੀ ਕਰ ਚਾਇਆ ਪੰਥ ਦੇ ਤਾਈ ਮਟਾਇਆ ਜਿਸਨੇ ਵੀ ਅੱਜ ਤੀ ਕਰ ਚਾਇਆ ਪੰਥ ਦੇ ਤਾਈ ਮਟਾਇਆ ਬਈ ਪੰਥ ਦੇ ਤਾਈ ਮਟਾਇਆ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਰ ਵੇਲੇ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਐਸਾ ਸਬਕ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ
In the test where there was a time it was made to destroy the Khalsa Panth, but in turn the lesson was taught indifferently.
ਮੱਸੇ ਰੰਗੜ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਦੋਜਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਇਆ ਸੁਣ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਆਇਆ ਸੁਣ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਆਇਆ ਸੁਣ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਆਇਆ ਸੰਤ ਪਿੰਡਰਾ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਸੁੱਤਾ ਪੰਥ ਜਗਾਇਆ
With the cause Sant Pindra Wale awakened the whole nation.
ਸੰਤ ਪਿੰਡਰਾ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਸੁੱਤਾ ਪੰਥ ਜਗਾਇਆ ਬਈ ਸੁੱਤਾ ਪੰਥ ਜਗਾਇਆ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਸਮਝ ਲਿਆ ਹੈ ਆਪਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਪਰਾਇਆ
Now we understand who is ours and who is not.
ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਸਮਝ ਲਿਆ ਹੈ ਆਪਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਪਰਾਇਆ ਸੁਣ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਆਇਆ ਸੁਣ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਆਇਆ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਪਣ ਨੇ ਤੋਪਾ ਨਾਲ ਉਡਾਇਆ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਪਣ ਨੇ ਤੋਪਾ ਨਾਲ ਉਡਾਇਆ ਸੁਣ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ ਆਇਆ ਸੁਣ ਨੀ ਭੈਣੋ ਸੁਣ ਭਰਾਵੋ ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੈ
this was the story which will be sung from now and ever. Actually, the Tadis are known to be the people who just sing the history of the nation and keep it alive. It's a very specialized situation in which we are very blessed that we could have them here and you could have the taste of it. I hope that sometime again they will have more time and they will participate with us. But I just like to explain to you that credibility is this, that this kind of music is honorable enough not to let anyone go into a depression. You might be not availably understanding what these people do, and they do not even also understand what they do. But if in America we have these kind of people, or Americans learn to listen to this, I don't think anybody will be ever depressed. 20, 15 minutes, if they tell you your story, tell you your heritage, tell who you are, and makes you to understand what is all about, I don't think anybody will be neurotic or nervous wreck at all. You don't have the experience, but unfortunately, I can't recite that back. But I remember when I was taken to the Sri Guru Granth at the age of 5 and turban was put on my head. I was a small child. And the Tadi Jatha which came recited the entire history of my entire ancestors and took it out from beyond Lord Rama's time on the way, what happened, the whole thing. It took them 6 hours to bring it to me. And I tell you, I may not remember one word what they said, but I still know that there is 6,000 or beyond years standing right behind my back. I may not utter one word what they said, I may not remember what they said, but you can cut me into piece by piece like a shredded meat, but that effect which they caused cannot be wiped out and never will be. And I don't think it was very convenient for me to sit 8 hours. I was too young, but I do not remember that they did tell me who my great 19th, 20th time and over 20th time my great father was, how my family was, how it came to be what it was, how we were given the land, how we became the Sikh, what our family traditions were as Sikh, what my great grandfather did, my grandfather did, my father did. It was such a scene. And I was told, do you understand it? And I nodded yes, yes, yes. And finally I totally became yes with it. So I mean, you understand that? And also, Tadis are known for when there is a war, they sing wars. Wars mean the stories of the family, which are the traditional truths which they present. But they also make people sit down and let them know their grace, their tradition, their life, and their aspect of life. Actually, to be very factual, they take away the pain from the human life. Nothing is left. I think now I am to speak. Oh, now I think I have to speak. So I was just translating. Thank you. I definitely, I am very fond of this music myself. And I am very grateful to the God and Guru that I am in Los Angeles and I could enjoy it. My duties demand that I shall leave tomorrow, which I have to go. But that's the way life goes. But if I would have learned that they are here, I would have spent some more evenings to listen to them. And it is now 1 year when this whole thing happened, and it's my also duty to share with you. ਤੇਰੀ ਮੇਰ ਦਾ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਤੁਧ ਆਗੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਆਦ ਗੁਰੇ ਨਮੈ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਗੁਰੇ ਨਮੈ ਸਤ ਗੁਰੇ ਨਮੈ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇਵ ਨਮੈ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਕਤ ਸਿਰ ਜਾਓ they have to leave now to participate in their evening divan, so we'll wish them best of time, and I hope it is a very difficult part of the human life to understand how wonderful pain is, how wonderful tragedy is, and how powerful in our build and our achievement the opposition is. You might be in a position to travel around and do understand it is very easy for an aeroplane to take the opposite wind and take the height of the flight. ऐ बादे मुखालफ तेरा शुक्रिया ऐ बादे मुखालफ तेरा शुक्रिया तेरी वजह से हमारा परवाज है ऐ बादे मुखालफ तेरा शुक्रिया तेरी ही वजह से हमारा परवाज है ऐ हयात मुखालफ हयात कुन तेरी ही वजह से हम शहबाज हैं O opposite wind, I am grateful to you. Because of thyself I have reached this height. O painful opposition, I am grateful to you. For that only I have become Heman. I'm just making it a simple English for your understanding. The pain, the opposition, the abuse, the tragedy, the deceit, conspiracies are very painful. Nobody wants them. But do you know they are simple challenges? And without them, nobody could have even understood how one can live beyond the feeling of this earth with the power of the heavens. What is the difference between a man of God and a man of a man? When all men get together in a very congregated self of rule, it's called imperial law or law of the state. And with that, when they condemn the man of God, the smile at the face of the man of God is worth zillion preciousness. Because he has the time and the privilege to mock at the limited power of the egomaniac man who thinks the earth is the only place which can be worth anything. Forgetting that the man of God does not think earth more than a tennis ball. It's the difference of consciousness. As a player of tennis can do the service with the tennis ball, a man of God can do the service with his head and can roll it over to the court of the treacherous executor with absolutely that smile in which a tennis player can really do this service, hard, sophisticated, and classified as a good service. There's no difference in feelings. As a golf player can really hit the golf ball and bring it to the hole, the wholesomeness of the very satisfied man of God is the achievement when his body drops, duly condemned for godly reasons. And when people do slander, do insult, do say mean things, which meaninglessly are meant to hurt this person, the very prayer at that time to bless them in forgiveness is the highest prayer ever God in human body could have himself done. That is why Guru Arjan could forgive, Guru Tegh Bahadur could sacrifice, Buddha could just peacefully give his body, and so Jesus could go on the cross and forgive those who was at that time enjoying nailing him on the cross. Guru Arjan could forgive and bless those who was responsible for putting him on a hot plate and putting burning hot sand over his body, baking him like that of a baking potato. There was no difference. Me and you, in our sensitivity, can feel the pain, but you do not understand and feel the joy of those people at that time because they were given this body back as an offering to the treacherous mind of the earthly, egomaniac, selfish, self-polluted minds who still think today or shall think tomorrow that they have got the best of the edge. Those who are responsible of attacking the Akal Takht, whatever the reason is, we are grateful to them today. They have awakened us. That mirage, that falsehood, that in the land of the Gurus, house of the Guru shall always be safe. The declaration that there shall be religious freedom and the houses of freedom shall be considered sanctuary, untouchable by any circumstances. That promise has been broken. You cannot do anything more than that. Just remember me. If you ever remember me for something, please remember me for this. You cannot do any good and any bad. The worst you can do is when you give a promise and you break it. That's all you can do. Whether breaking of your promise or taking of your vow or your commitment may bring disaster or not is not in your hand. But that's all you can do. And this is not you are doing to the other person. This is you committing your sin against your own consciousness, for which you and your generation shall suffer. That's the law of nature. Where is the Roman Empire today? Where is Christ is not? Where is the Caesar? And where is Jesus not? Where is the Mughal Empire? And where Guru Arjan Dev is not? The hand of God, the unseen power of the Creator is manifested. And the sacrifice is made to show those who feel they are the absolute monarch of this earth, and a little man of God comes out and proves it. No, God is still the owner. Today the house of God, Akal Takht, showed its might. Though they feel sacrifice was done and they recuperated by resurrecting it. But they don't understand. In that sacrifice, in that resurrection, Panth Khalsa has been established deep in time and space forever. On that, I'd like to congratulate you. Some of you are very innocent. They do not know what tomorrow is for you. But whatever the history tomorrow is, you can understand the history of those people who used to just draw on the ground the fishes, and wherever the eye used to point out, and those pointing eyes will lead you to those little caves where these people who believed and loved Jesus used to pray. And don't misunderstand those times and space where they were burnt alive, that they were undesirable, and they were put before the lions, and that was the joy. What happened? In a couple hundred years, that Roman Empire fell before them. Same history was repeated at the time of Mughal Empire, but much worse. And what happened? In couple hundred years, Mughal Empire fell before Khalsa, Darbare Khalsa. And today, if someone wants to start the sequence, somebody also should read the consequences. It is written over the wall. I am not sad today. I am happy today that I am alive and I could watch Sri Akal Takht sacrificing itself and resurrecting itself with its own glory. Those who destroyed it thought it was the bricks and the mortar and it's the building. To me, it was the throne eternal of the spiritual God on the earth. It was on the vein of the psyche of the spirituality. And its resurrection proves its livelihood. I feel that as a carrier, as a messenger, with my very little knowledge and little effort, with all the human weaknesses which I enjoy, and with all the fanatic strength which you have, we have created a relationship between us and the Guru, between the history and we are the part of that history. And this relationship will live forever. This will prosper forever. And this will exist forever. Mailmen come, they serve the zones, and then they retire. Some don't like mailmen in their beats, and some you have seen have dogs to bark at them, tear up their clothes, and injure them. Mailmen are always accustomed to this. This is a part of their job. There are a lot of owners who let their angry dogs at their mailmen. A lot of egos are out to do that, and there are a lot of people who will enjoy it, but the mail shall be delivered in time. It's had established its communication. People who belong to the Sri Guru Granth has established the relationship. Duty of the mailman has finished. What shall happen to this body? It is already said and done. Path of the people of God and the Sikhs of the Guru is a written path. It cannot change. By framing or charging or absolutely defamations and by lawsuit and by abusiveness and by slanderous talk and all that slander is not a matter of pain or freaking out. And I would like Guru Amrit to understand that if she understands her name, Guru Amrit, she should also understand what she has to go through. When we make Amrit, we take two-edged sword, and that is our mixer. But what she thinks, peaceful life and everything should be blossoming, beautiful, that's not how Amrit is made. Amrit is not made with chopsticks. And it is not made in a china bowl. It is made in a bowl of steel, and it is stirred by a two-edged sword, and it is a total symbol of the spirit of God through Guru Gobind Singh. So those who have taken Guru Amrit must understand their own role and their own tomorrow, their own today. And Tadi Singhs were here to tell them their yesterday. Do you mean to say at the time of that the Sikhs were not told, please don't go after the Guru, please don't fight, please? Mother of a little Sikh went to the court of the king and said, my child is not a Sikh. She attested and got the orders. Brought to the executor. Look, my son is not a Sikh. I have given declaration. Give me back my son. He said, sure, sure. These are the orders of the High Court. You can have it. And when that little child, 8-year-old, was told the order, he said, yes, this is my name. He said, but who brought it? Your mother. He said, my mother brought it. I like to see who is my mother. They said, this is your mother. He said, no, this is not my mother. I have never seen her. They said, this is your mother. They said, she must be saying is right. It must be truth. Where I am concerned, consciously I can swear, my mother cannot do it. She's not my mother. She does look like my mother. And I'm not a part of this plot. He said, these are the orders. You sign the release. He took the orders, tore it up. He said, release is signed. I am going. Please don't take me from the line of those who are lined for sacrifice. These are the days when you want to investigate who am I. You want to investigate those who work for me hours and hours who they are. Neither I am anything, nor those who work around me are anything, nor those who have fallen and gone were anything, nor those who have come and served the house will be anything. We are just the bricks and the mortar of the time and space, who just do our job. Some came to bring others. Some came to bring themselves. Some came to leave the pain and to leave. It's all history. When Guru Arjan was said, you are Pratakar, you are personified God. Why cannot we not stop this? He said, when a Sikh will go through this torture, who has laid the way, who has led the lesson, who has proven the point? So please, just remember, our history in the West has started. The guide of this dharma, the father of this dharma is Guru Gobind Singh. The mother of this dharma is Mata Sahib Deva. And dharma is by the will of the Akal Purkh. Khalsa Akal Purkh ki Fauj. Pragatyo Khalsa Parmatam ki Mauj. In the blissful state of God, Khalsa appeared. I on this day welcome those who have schemes and plans, and if by their any act my body shall be dropped, this booster shall be blocked, and my soul will be released, I shall be grateful. I have no relationship with anybody, nobody in any relationship through blood and by confirmation belongs to me. Neither I belong to anybody. My earth is finished. My heavens are in waiting, and my Guru is in blissful blessing. Whatever shall happen to me is already pre-written destiny through which I have to go. And I would like to make you understand that. Our life is well ordained, is a happy life. It has its traditions and has its points. If you can do anything for me and for yourself on this day, just pray that when the end comes, it should be in the faith of the Guru. There's no other desire worth desiring. दे शिवा बर मोह है शुभ कर्म ते कबू न डरूं न डरूं अरस्यों जब जाए लड़ूं निश्चय कर अपनी जीत करूं और सिखो अपने ही मन को ये लालच हों गुनताऊं चुरूं जब आव की अवध निधान बने अत ही रान में तब जूझ मरूं. If my end come, let me be dying fighting for the cause. And I have no other desire. Those who want to test me out, they are the blessed of the God, because it is always the opposition which gives the flight the height. I feel free, and I want you to feel free. Walk like a mountain. Just imagine whole Himalaya as a strength, and each one of you as a peak, as a mountain. What they call them? You understand? White head covered, walking range after range, walking with that pride and destiny, and being proud to be with God. And feeling the nearness of the Guru in the heart. Yet time has not stopped it. There are going to be things done to us which shall test our faith. And we are very proud to Almighty God. He set the examination for us at fast intervals. Therefore, please don't misunderstand what Akal Takht has done for us. For all we are rising from the dust of the Western Hemisphere and who are trying to keep up a head above clouds and the white covered peaks of the mountain. Just understand, there is some mountain I'm going to call Mount McKinley, what they call it? In Alaska? Yeah, same thing. The might, the range of it, the line, the files after file, the whiteness of it, and the greenness of it, and the strength is carried, and steadiness is represented, is all what you can be. And all those who try to make, these rats who want to make a hole, it's just like a rat who wants to just make a little hole in the big, huge mountain. What difference it makes? They slandered Jesus Christ, they slandered Guru Arjan, they slandered Guru Nanak. Slander, dushman baat kare hanoni. Slander shall tell you something which should just hit you hard to shake your feet. But just remember, your feet are the lotus feet. And you are sacrificed to the Guru. Therefore, when somebody slanders you and says things to you which are ugly and dirty, bless them and pray for them that God give them a strength to speak good English. And pray for them the next time when they meet you, they should tell you some good news. And bless them so that they can have strength to see you sometime and speak good word. That's the highest act of divinity you can perform. The sacrifice of the Akal Takht is a personified occasion to understand that so long we live, we shall live in the ecstasy of God and the holiness of the Holy Naam. And we can be proud to say, Nanak Naam, Chaddi Kala, Tere Pane, Sarvat Ka Pala. Nanak, translated loud. I didn't hear it. It was very not harmonious. Come on, let us sing it one voice. We want the spirit to be exalted and we want all to be prosperous, including the slanderer, the abusers, and those who have planned differently. Blessed are those who challenge us and put us on the spot so that we can excel in Guru's grace. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa.
Said, what is that fearful sound? There's an army at the door. Says we can't stay here anymore. And they looked up in the sky and saw the flames were rising high. Then they knew they must defend the Guru's light, so it would never end. And to this force we will not bend. And as they sat down in the hall, as the bullets flipped the wall, we sang a song to Guru Arjan on his day of martyrdom. And they sang the song again, as if the song would never end. And they kept the light alight, 'cause it was every person's right. And they played the song again, that their light would never end, so that their love would stay alive, so that the Khalsa would survive. And now we sing this song to them, because their time will never end. They're the children of the Guru, they're the children of Amritsar. They say that the Gurus wept because the promises were kept, because the pure ones weren't afraid to die for promises they'd made. And it's said the Gurus came, and in the fires and in the flame, they touched the feet of everyone for all the deeds that they had done. And then they sang their song again, that they've been singing all along. They sang a song with Guru Arjan on their day of martyrdom. They say that the Gurus wept because the promises were kept, because the pure ones weren't afraid to die for promises they'd made. And it's said that the Gurus came, and in the fires and in the flame, they touched the feet of everyone for all the deeds that they had done. And they sang their song again, that they'd been singing all along they sang a song with Guru Arjan on their day of martyrdom. And then they sang their song again that they've been singing all along. They sang a song with Guru Arjan on their day of martyrdom. They sang a song with Guru Arjan on their day of martyrdom. 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 The night the light went out was the darkest night of all. But they say the blackest hour is just before the fall. Keep your mind on the Dharma, keep your faith in a call, and remember that the Khalsa is stronger than them all. And you will see that the Khalsa shall be free, that the rule of the pure ones is coming to be. Guru Nanak lit the light to burn throughout all times. Through the miracle of Khalsa, the holy light still shines. Guru Ram Das built the tank to give the Sikhs a home, that those who kept the light alive would never stand alone. And in all the years since then, it just 3 times had died at the hands of dark invaders who fell before their pride. The night the light went out was the darkest night of all. But they say the blackest hour is just before the fall. Keep your mind on the Dharma, keep your faith in a call, and remember that the Khalsa is stronger than them all. Guru Arjan stood the test before the tyrant king, that to this world the light of God the Khalsa Panth would bring. Har Gobind with 2 strong swords the helpless did defend, that through the ones who kept the light the tyranny would end. And in all the years since then, it just 3 times has died at the hands of dark invaders who fell before their pride. The night the light went out was the darkest night of all. But they say the blackest hour is just before the fall. Keep your mind on the Dharma, keep your faith in a call, and remember that the Khalsa is is stronger than them all. Teig Bahadur gave his life that righteous ones would see, that the bitter rule of tyranny was never meant to be. Guru Gobind Singh rose up to break the chains of war, so that the eternal flame would burn forevermore. And in all the years since then, it just 3 times has died at the hands of dark invaders who fell before their pride. The night the light went out was the darkest night of all. But they say the blackest hour is just before the fall. Keep your mind on the Dharma, keep your faith in a call, and remember that the Khalsa is stronger than them all. And you will see that the Khalsa shall be free, that the rule of the pure ones is coming to be. First it was the Mughals with their litany of hate, who sealed the dynasty and watched it sink beneath its fate. Then it was the British with their arrogance disdain, who watched the light go out and saw their empire fall like rain. And last the threats came from within, and that's the cruelest yet, that the Khalsa saved the mother, and the children now forget. The night the light went out was the darkest night of all. But they say the blackest hour is just before the fall. Keep your mind on the Dharma, keep your faith in a call, and remember that the Khalsa is stronger than them all. And you will see that the Khalsa shall be free, that the rule of the Khalsa is coming to be. The night the light went out was the darkest night of all. But they say the blackest hour is just before the fall. Keep your mind on the Dharma, keep your faith in a call, and remember that the Khalsa is stronger than them all. Keep your mind on the Dharma, keep your faith in a call, and remember that the Khalsa is stronger than them all. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Stand for what was right. He was burned and tortured for 5 long days and nights. He could have stopped it any time just by giving in. His strength, a solid wall. He never gave in and shut up. Stood their ground until their last breath, so he princess is not royal by her birth or blood inside. But if her family is old, there's a humble side. She'll walk with such a grace and strength, the world will bow in awe. Until the mountains fall, she'll never give any shadow. Daughters of the Khalsa, in your strength our future lies. Give our children fearless minds to see the world with a good eyes. Vaisakhi Day we were thousands, but only 5 had the courage to die. One brave man, one flashing soul, turned us all to lions. And now we live this legacy, die before we fall. And like the 5 who answered his call, we can't turn back at all. Stand as the call is on, strong as steel, steady as stone. Give our lives to God and Guru, mind and soul. Breath and the 10th Guru gave even his sons to give the Khalsa life. His words stand like mountains against the winds of time. That Khalsa will rule the world, all will be safe in his fold. But if the Khalsa falls, there won't be a world at all. Stand as the Khalsa, strong as steel, steady as stone. Give our lives to God and Guru, mind and soul. Breath and bone. Many speak of courage, speaking cannot do. It's in the face of death, we must live it. When things are down and darkest, that's when we stand tallest. Until the last of us, we won't give any shadow. Stand as the Khalsa, strong as steel, steady as stone. Give our lives to God and Guru, mind and soul. Breath and bone.
Sons of the Khalsa, remember those who died, stood their ground till the last breath we
Daughters of the Khalsa, in your strength our future lies. Give our children fearless minds to see the world. The Guru's eyes stand as the Khalsa, strong as steel, steady as stone. Give our lives to God and Guru, mind and soul. Breath and bone. Mind and soul. Eye is eye.
राम कली महला तीजा आनंद एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद